Hey guys, Jonathan Moslett here for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show. How is it going? I am here to preview the action for Week 6 in the 2015 NFL season, and in this video we are going to take a look at the matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The Bears come into this game 2-3 and they are 1-1 on the road. The Detroit Lions come into this game the only winless team in the NFL so far this season. They're 0-6 and 0-2 at home. The Chicago Bears team really seems to have kind of figured it out the last couple of weeks, even though they're winning tight games. You knew they'd figure it out under John Fox. I think the amazing thing is, you got to say this. Well, Bears fans that bang on Cutler, it's going pretty well for you, especially with what he's got to work with. No Eddie Royal last week. He hasn't had Alshon Jeffrey. No Kevin White, the first round pick. I probably won't have him for a while. So he's working with a banged up receiving core. I was going to call them mediocre, but they're winning. So I guess you could still call them that banged up mediocre receiving core. And he's getting the job done. And Cutler himself is not very healthy. Meanwhile, they're going into on the road to Detroit. And yeah, I understand it's on the road. And Jay Cutler has struggled against the Detroit Lions in his last several meetings in his career. But you look at this Lions team. This Lions team just has so much going on right now. Against them. This Lions team is a mess. If they lose on Sunday, they'll be 0-7 for the first time since 2008. Of course, that was when they went 0-16. And it almost feels like that. I don't think they'll go 0-16. I think they'll win something somewhere along the way. But it almost feels like that team. And not because they don't have talent. The Lions have a ton of talent, but they don't have any energy. The Detroit Lions play with no energy. Yeah, they almost beat Seattle, and then they turn around and Matt Stafford threw 3 picks and got benched against Arizona at home. And that's another thing too, is you're benching your starting quarterback for Dan Orlovsky. I understand that Matt Stafford was struggling. He threw 3 interceptions. Reportedly, Jim Caldwell told him, if you throw another interception, you're done. He threw another interception and he was done. But Dan Orlovsky is sure not going to get it done for you. Matt Stafford is your guy, and so you've got fans that are getting frustrated, and rightfully so. The fans have a right to do that. Fans left the game reportedly against Arizona last week, and why wouldn't you? Golden Tate, did what Golden Tate does and did some talking, and said that that they needed the fans and this and that, and the fans should have stuck by him and all this, and to that I say, why? Okay, the Lions have seen this story before. Last time the Lions saw this story, things didn't go so well. You didn't win it all that year. Um, and when you're playing as bad as they are, fans aren't going to stick around and watch that. Really, no matter who they are. So, this Detroit Lions team obviously looks to get the first win. They're going to struggle to do it. This Bears team is starting to click under John Fox, as I said, and a big thing for the Lions is no DeAndre Levy, the linebacker. So, what does that mean? That means that a defense that is already struggling and gave up a lot of rushing yards last week to to the Arizona Cardinals is looking right now at Matt Forte. And yes, it's true. Matt Forte is not what he used to be, but Matt Forte can still be dangerous. So I think the Bears will try to give the Lions a fairly healthy dose of Matt Forte, and I think they'll be able to do it successfully. Um, and so I just don't think that things are going to continue to get any better for the Lions here anytime soon. I honestly expect a coaching change before the end of the season. Obviously, I'm not calling for his job. I don't do that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jim Caldwell get pulled. I know the Lions go to London here. I think either next week or in a couple weeks, and bad. And I heard it on ESPN radio yesterday, and it stands true. Uh, Things don't go well when teams go to London. Just ask the Miami Dolphins. So, plus I think there's been a couple other coaches that have been fired after London games. But so things I don't think are going to get any better in Detroit. I'm not saying that Chicago is turning into this big threat. I don't think they are, but I think they're turning into a team that's decent. They are not even being talked about as the worst team in the league anymore. It's hard to talk about them as the worst team in the league when they've won two straight. You got a Lions team that hasn't won. You got a Lions team that's struggling to stop their run. You got a Lions team that I think is like 20 something in total offense, so they're not moving the ball well. Things just are not good in Detroit. And yeah, I keep going back to that Seattle game, and people are like, well, they competed with Seattle. Yeah, they did, but it was one game. Things aren't that great in Detroit. I've got the Bears getting the win on Sunday. All right, we are 0-1 on the week this week. We got 8-6 in week 5. So like I said, 0-1 this week. We had the Falcons beating the Saints. The Saints knocked the Falcons out the undefeated ranks with a 31-21 win. I don't think Atlanta is as good as their record shows. I said it in my preview video for that game, and I will stand by it. So with that, we are 43-33 on the year, 8-14, 477-3 lifetime. This video is running way too long, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this outro done. Don't forget to like the JM Sports Show page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links, as always, are down in the description. That is gonna do for me. I am Jonathan was up for JM Sports Under and the JM Sports Show. This has been a preview of the matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, and I will see you guys later.